Welcome. All right, it's party time. So, all right. Hello, everyone. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's do this. All right, so this is a mess, all of it, and so let's go ahead and start cleaning stuff up, I suppose. The main thing that I want to do today is to fix the issue with the footsteps not being frame rate independent. And I also want to fix some other problems in some other areas of the game. So let's go ahead and do that. These work. I finally fixed these. And one of the issues that I have is the footsteps, the lower your frame rate, the faster they go, which is, it's not good. And so that will need to kind of get fixed. So I think I should just start with the footstep component and go from there. So I think the footstep, yeah, here we are. Okay, so I wrote this a while ago, and so I I may have I may have forgotten a few things. I'll put it like that. And so let's try and figure out here what's going on. Let's do this here. So the issue I figured out earlier, the reason why part of this was failing is because the way that the footstep component works is basically each client sends certain information in their movement script, and some of this info are things like their movement state, their stance state, their input, and one of them was their speed, which is one that I wanted to use. Um, and the problem with this is that the speed is frame rate independent because what I do is I basically um, every frame I'm subtracting the delta time from this float, and then when it hits 0, I play a step on the surface that we're at. And if the time to the next step, uh, basically I calculate the time to play the next step like this, and generally, this is like a correct way to do it. But the issue is that this value is bigger on lower frame rates and it's smaller on higher frame rates. And the way that I calculate it is basically like this. Speed equals, this is a fucking mess. Let's see here. This is what I do. No, that's wrong. That should be velocity dot magnitude. So maybe that's why this is happening. It's certainly possible. So let's see. Let's see if it changes with my frame rate. It shouldn't now. It should be frame rate independent now. But the frame rate on that map is pretty stable, so we'll try a different one. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Okay. So it is indeed frame rate independent now, which is great. So that's perfect. But these FPS, like these frame rates are fucking horrendous, and so um, that should be playing. It should play it anyway. If debug throw warning, try get. Oh, I see. Hmm. I could do. Nah, it doesn't actually matter. At least for now, I think it doesn't matter. Okay. Nice. That's fixed. So now I can go back to our dev test scene and I can start tweaking with these until the footsteps feel right. So the first thing I'm going to tweak is the base footstep interval. I'm tweaking it on the prefab, aren't I? Yes, I am. There we are. All right. Let's do like, let's start with like 0.6, 0.8. Let's do with like 0.25. That barely makes a difference. Do I cache these values? What's going on? I do not, so it should update. Uh, there we are. Ooh, that's a bad bug. It still thinks, oh, it's a bad bug. Okay, whatever. We'll fix that. All right. Base footstep interval. Let's put that to 0.3 and set that to 0.5. No, that should be like 0.2. No, 0.4. Why is my health 0? Why is it black? That's weird. The thing that is bugging me is that when I sprint, it's not a significant increase, isn't, which really isn't that good. But I have a feeling that that's because, yeah, that'll do it. Okay, it's because the speed is 0. Okay, that explains a lot. So is the velocity not getting calculated? What's going on? Velocity dot magnitude for spectator movement, and now in the FPS movement, it correctly sets it. So that shouldn't be an issue. Um, However, calculate physics should velocity transformed up position is equal to previous frame position. Ah, there we are. That should work better. I think. Perfect. All right. Let's get back into our boot scene and we'll continue from there. Here we are. Now we have some proper kind of values for that. They're not super consistent, which isn't good. But let's make sure that they're at least consistent over frame rates, which I have a feeling they won't be. No, they're not. They're definitely not. Whoa, that's kind of shiny. Cool. Yeah, the speed is not right. It's definitely not correct. There's something that is wrong there. There's something that is definitely not right. Um, let's try the dev test scene again. Yeah, okay. It's not frame rate independent. All right. Um, I guess hmm, I g- I suppose I don't have much choice but to make the current movement speed a public value and sync that over the network instead of trying to calculate, some kind of velocity, which is clearly frame rate dependent because I'm not substepping the value, uh, which is fine. Um, so in that case, what I can do, I'll keep speed here because it's correct to have the speed value. And I'll delete velocity and I'll delete the previous frame position because these values need to be substepped. Like I need to, I don't, they're incorrect. They're not right. And so we'll delete that, and I'll head down to here. And this instead should be, where is it? Uh, Player movement speed. This is it because this is calculated from what their team is and what their movement rate, depending on like if they're sprinting or not, is. So this value should absolutely be frame rate independent. We should just be able to send that like right over the network basically, um, and have that work. So I'll just do that. Spectator movement, yeah, camera movement speed. It doesn't really matter for spectators. I really shouldn't be syncing that for spectators, but that's an optimization I can do later. I'll just keep it there for now in case I kind of need it in the future. Um, we'll delete that here. We'll keep going. I'll keep that actually, because I'm probably gonna end up needing it. Um, and so yeah, we'll see that. All right, there we are. Sweet. Okay, let's host a game here, and I think this should work. Oh, uh, that's a bit wrong. A bit wrong. Yeah, it's definitely a bit wrong. Okay, so what we have to do instead is make these values tiny. Or actually, there's an even better way to do this. We'll do 1 over that so that it still kind of acts like a multiplier, but is actually a divider. I don't care if the order of operations is correct. It doesn't matter. It's beautiful outside. Should go for a walk later. All right, let's do this. Well, the speeds are correct, which is good. That's what I want. Uh, However, the values for this are very, very wrong. Probably. Let's start with like. Yeah, that's wrong. Okay. Uh, hmm. Should be. Oh my God, that is a fucking mess. Okay, so not two. I might end up 1 over. Hmm. I can make this like 6. That's still far too slow. Oh my God, what a fucking mess. Uh, hmm. Like 8 maybe? It's like it's not even taking it into account. What the fuck? What am I doing wrong? Oh, it's like it's getting canceled out. 1 over 42 times 7. That's gonna add that's gonna add 0.16 seconds onto the uh onto the footstep time, which isn't a lot. That's just crazy. It should probably be like 2. Still too much. Slightly better. Bit better. Bit better. 8. It's getting better. 12. I really shouldn't be configuring them like this. This is really bad. That is good. I like that. It might be a little too fast. Too slow, sorry. 12.5. I like that. 1 and 12.5. That seems like those seem like good values. Player, let's get the player prefab here, and we'll do 1 and we'll do 12.5. I think that is that's actually pretty good. This I shouldn't be doing. What I should be doing instead is simplifying this into speed divided by the base footstep multiplier, which mathematically does the same thing as multiplying it by 1 over itself. So excuse my bout of mathematical incompetence. I fucking forget the order of operations in C sharp. If this happens before this happens, this is screwed. So let's hope that doesn't happen. I forget if division has precedence over subtraction. Uh, this is just something I never learned very much, or never really need. Well, I learned it once, but I didn't need to know it ever. Oh, my mouse is broken. I can't use my mouse. What is wrong? Okay, it looks like a lot of my input actually is. Oh, it was a bug with Unity. Nice. I'm satisfied with that. I think that's great. So let's put this back onto the forest map, and it's frame rate independent. Now let's test this on the network. While this builds, I'm going to step outside. It is a beautiful evening here in Montreal, Quebec, in Canada, and yeah, it's a nice evening, nice sunset. It's very pretty. All right, so let's go ahead and test this out. What we're gonna do is we're basically testing to make sure that the footstep sounds are synced correctly over the network, so joining players can hear them as well. So already this sounds correct. Yep. So what it's doing is on the host. Oh, that's beautiful. It works perfectly. All right. I am satisfied with that. Um, However, the default surface when none can be found, I don't think I use this. Try get foot. No, I do use this. Footstep surface. If so, if we don't hit the. Oh. Oh, I see the problem. This should be up here instead. Yeah. Uh, yep. Yeah, that's correct. Yep, that works. All right. Now we can submit this on GitHub. And this is a fucking mess, really. Oh, Jesus. Can I, yeah, can I do that? Player movement. Okay, so what did we do? We removed the call from on tick, which I don't know why I did that in the first place. This, that probably shouldn't be there. I want to make sure of that because I don't know, there's a possibility. Um, uh, let's see. Let's try that. Let's try that. Let's give that a go. I have my cup of tea here and I am enjoying it. All right. So this is something I'll need to test over the network. This is a change that affects how I'm sending the RPC, and I think it may not sync now. So let's Let's try on my other monitor. I'm going to load up the game here. Now I've joined on the other player, and I definitely am only hearing that on one computer. So I think that's pretty cut and dry that I'm going to have to send this. Um, and it's just sending the RPC for it. So I can just put it after here and it should work and it should be in the right place. It's kind of messy, yes, but you know, that's the name of the game. Messy code is, you know, it's working code until it's not, of course. But there's far more messy code in this code base, and so I'm not terribly worried about that. It's not a there are more important problems to solve than some code that maybe doesn't look super nice. And you can hear that. That's pretty sweet. All right. I'm pretty happy with that, actually. Both players can hear each other. And yeah, that's great. That's actually really good. So yeah, let's go ahead here. Let's quit out. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and we can submit this change. So I think the first change to submit here. So this I removed because it was broken. On tick, I removed because it was broken, and I moved that to update so it properly updates it at the right time. We set the camera speed to the net, you know, resetting the network state speed to the movement speed. Yep. Um, we set the, yep. Oh, no. No, I can't submit that. Uh, hmm. I won't be able to submit this, which is frustrating. I'll have to revert my change. I'll have to revert this change. All right. That's really unfortunate. Uh, I will discard the changes made to player. Uh, Even though I wanted to keep those changes. Yeah, I'll go ahead and remove that because I don't think that's you know, it's just not going to work, unfortunately. But that's all right. So let's we'll head back here to player. Go here. Yep, all looks correct. This is gonna be broken. Yes, it is. And let's not break that. So we'll drag that there. HUD prefab, that's correct. Fuck could change the hash. That Really sucks. That really sucks a lot. Okay. Um, this looks correct. The player movement is correct. The footstep component, changing this. Yep. Time for doing the proper calculation there. We can submit this. I'm confident in that. Um, the player changes. Yes, that's fine. The fuse box spawner stuff will be implemented another time. All right. Fix broken footsteps. We'll call the commit that. And I will push this to main. All right. I am satisfied with that. I'm gonna clean some of this stuff. Let's go ahead and do that here. I think we can start to discard changes like this. Yes, that should be discarded because it was called chapel and not church. The human ref, scaled human ref prefab correctly, and I'll commit that. The rest of this stuff is Fusebox stuff. Dev test, add, no, because that has Fusebox stuff. So we shouldn't commit that. This is all fine. Okay, we can switch to fuse boxes. Okay. One sec. Wait, let me just, sorry, before I do this, I need to push that. Okay, git checkout, fuse boxes. Oh shit, I may have made a mistake. No, I didn't. We're fine. Okay. I am satisfied with that. Let's see. Let's see here. Open up the boot scene. All right. Day night. Oh, that's no good. Oh. Oh, I know why. It's because this isn't based on that anymore. Hmm. How can I fix a change like that? I don't think I can't I? Hmm. Git merge. I don't know how to do that. It shouldn't matter though. All right, that you know what? It shouldn't actually be that big of a deal. What I'm gonna do instead is I'll go back to the main branch. We'll bring the changes. I'm gonna make sure I didn't commit anything to the remote version of the fuse boxes branch. And if I didn't, I'm just gonna remake the branch because then it's easy and I don't have to run any git commits like that. So let's go fuse boxes. I'm just on GitHub right now. Move POI template prefab to system folder. And yeah, okay. So I can simply delete. No, delete it. There we are. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Um, Now it should be deleted. I can refresh. It's not deleted. Ah, git dear, one sec, delete remote branch git. There we are. Git push dash d. This is going to be fusebox origin. No, it's origin fusebox. Sorry, just needed to Google that. Why? Did it already get deleted? What? It doesn't make any sense. Git branch. Remote ref doesn't exist. Well, clearly. Oh, that's why. All right, hold on. There we are. Boom, done. Perfect. Good to go. This shouldn't be changing scripts though, which is sus. But oh, that's why. Hold on. That that broke the reference on player, I think, because of a merge conflict. And I fucking didn't manually. Oh, no, it's fine. Okay. I had a feeling it shouldn't have broken it, so I'm happy. I'm happy that's all good. Now what I should be doing is git checkout fuse box status. Perfect. All right. How I'm gonna do this is something I've been kind of mulling over. I kind of know that there's a best way to do this. See, the issue with the way that I've structured this game and the way that the game mode system works. Let me just take a sip of my tea and I'll explain it here. The way that I kind of structured this stuff is that um, basically what happens is when you host a game, the server creates a struct called the match config, which I can show here. What's it called? I think it's match con or game system waltz. It's been a while since I touched this. Wouldn't Let me check this really before I really dig into it. I should know this, but I work a day job, and so, I forget this shit sometimes. All right. Walled helper, walled preferences, fuse box spawner. Which one is it? I've forgotten. Oh, it's going to be the networker. That's right. So let me explain to you how the game mode system works and why it's kind of a pain in the ass to do a change like this. So the first reason is basically the way that the game modes work is when you're in this menu right here, it creates this kind of host menu prefab that lets you, that creates the menu itself. Do a sip here. Sorry, it's just really good tea. The way that it works is basically you configure this kind of screen and it creates this match config struct, which only the server has because you're the host, of course. And because it's created this match config struct, uh, what happens is it sets it inside of the world networker as the config data. And when the game is hosted, it obviously creates the config data, network load seed single, whatever, right? And then it gets the map that it's supposed to load from the match config. Now, the match config serves another purpose as well. When I hit play and actually load into the scene, when the server starts the scene, it's going to go to the game mode manager. It's going to come to the game mode manager, and basically, the game mode manager is going to read the match config from it's going to be so we're going to spawn in, we're going to read the match config from the config data inside of the world networker. So it's basically going to load the match config that was set in the main menu. And what it does from that is it uses the match config value that we've loaded to basically look up the game object that I've associated with that game mode in some scriptable objects that I have. And this is really useful because it makes adding new game modes really easy. And it means as well that adding new game modes, there's basically a game mode object. Um, and what it does is just spawns this object. You'll see here, it gets the match config with the game mode from the loaded game modes, and it spawns that object. Uh, and then it sets the current game mode to that. We get the game mode base component, and boom, we're golden. We've configured it. Ignore this, please. um, so the problem with this, the problem with this is that doing things like per game mode requires a certain amount of work that is not very fun to do or is not very intuitive if you're used to using Unity to make like single player games. And the reason for that is because basically what I want to do is in this game mode, I want to have these kind of generators spawn inside of the world. And if we're not on this game mode, I don't want them to spawn. And so what I'd have to do is basically have the game mode object or the game mode script, because each game mode has its own script that is associated to it. So for example, this one's the day night script. Let's see here. It's very simple. There isn't a lot going on. There are other more complex scripts like the hide and seek mode, which has a lot more, whatever, right? Uh, the problem is though, it's kind of a pain in the ass to find a way without doing like weird trickery to already have the spawners in the world. I guess you can do. Um, hmm. The best way, I suppose, would be to put spawners in the world for the fuse boxes, and inside of the game mode for the day night mode, which has the generators, I suppose the best idea would be to just spawn generators at each of these spawners, and then in other modes they can just choose to use them or not, which I think is a good idea, all things considered. Yeah, yeah, it's a good idea. That should work. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so what I'll do, um, I'm going to start by I want to clear this out because mentally it helps me. This is something I've developed working at Ubisoft, working my job at Ubisoft, is that I really appreciate having a clean perforce, which at home is having a clean Git. And when this stuff is cleaned out, I kind of mentally feel more relaxed because there's less stuff that I have to review when I'm done with my changes and kind of keep in my head. And most of this is submitted. So I'm going to start this Fusebox branch by submitting the blend file. I'm going to submit the FBX, and I'm going to submit the prefab for the Fusebox. Beautiful. And this is that prefab right here, right? Yes, it is Fusebox objective. So this should be correct. Add, ooh, no, I have to be careful here because these have scripts that I'm not committing. So this instead should be add Fusebox blend file and model, and we'll commit that. I'm pretty damn proud of this fucking fuse box. I think it looks pretty cool. Hold on. I should add a debug log to when these are triggered because it's kind of an important event. I think it would be a good idea to make sure I had something like that there. You can see the blend file. It shouldn't be like that. Why is it cap? Oh, because they cached the name. Okay, no problem. Okay, yeah, so you can see it here. I don't know. I like it. Looks kind of cool. I'm not gonna save it. So what I should do next, this should really only be on the main branch, but um, I won't bother with it. What changed here? Indirect specular call. I'm going to commit that because it keeps getting changed automatically, no, basically no matter what I do, and I have no idea why, because I'm not fucking whatever this is on the. Oh, this is the indirect specular color on the sun. It looks like it's being changed because of a floating point error. That's really frustrating. It doesn't matter. They're like calculating something on it, and then at the end it gets changed because of a floating point problem. I don't know. It's really hard to say. All right. I mean, this is kind of the same value, isn't it? What are we changing here? Negative 0.00. I mean, I don't know what this is. I'm not submitting that. No, I don't. Uh, this, yeah. All right, that's fine. Okay, so I can't submit the Fusebox prefab yet, but what I can do is the Fusebox .cs files. These work as far as I know. I'm going to build the game and make sure that these work, and then I'm going to submit this code. And we'll kind of move from there, I think. Oh, shit. I just realized I have a spelling mistake in the title. Jesus, what am I doing? There we are. That should be better. For some weird reason, though, the thumbnail for the video is a Firewatch icon that I haven't had. Change YouTube stream thumbnail. All right. I don't know how to change it. It's really odd. I don't. But for now, it really shouldn't matter. It's just odd. It's just very odd. Okay, no problem. Uh, let's see here. We'll try the day night. On the dev test, I'm gonna host on that. We'll join the game. And we'll have both people come out. And we'll see what happens here. It should play the... I should have guessed that would happen. That's my mistake. Let's uh, let's try this here. So, yep, on has been activated change. That's correct. I'm gonna move the server RPC to the bottom, just lower, because I think it looks better down there. I think generally you should have the RPCs at the bottom of the file, but it doesn't. It doesn't matter a whole lot. That's correct. Fusebox state. Mm, mm, yeah. Okay, this should just not require ownership. Is equal to false. Now we can rebuild and this should function. So yeah. Looks like it's about to storm outside. I think I just saw lightning. But regardless, I should be able to test. Ah, you know what? I'm not gonna bother with that. I popped up my peril sync I have two instances of the Unity editor open with Peril Sync. And the reason why I do this is because this this just like works really, really well for multiplayer games, in my opinion. Like this is just it's just great. I love Peril Sync. And it actually allows you to have two instances of the editor open, which is it's kind of important when you're developing these sorts of games. What is wrong with this? There we are. That's not right. Oh, have I done that? I don't think, whatever. You know what? It doesn't matter. So we can test it here. We can host a game. And I'll head out here. We'll connect. Perfect. All right. You can hear the footsteps too, which is great. That's functional. And we'll try. Yeah, both computers, we heard it. Yep, again. And so the client feedback works correctly. The problem with the code that I have is that late joining clients will not see, late joining clients are not going to, they're not going to get that, um, which sucks. It really does. It sucks. Late joining clients, for them, these will not change. These will not update correctly, which is a problem. But yeah, it is what it is. I don't know if there's a whole lot that I can do about that right now, other than when they connect, I could subscribe to that and have them be sent the RPC. That would be an easy way to do it. The most proper way to do it would be, hmm, wait, no, no. Actually, it should sync their state correctly because they're going to join. It's going to set the value to whatever was on the server. And then inside of here, it's going to be changed its activated state because the new state is activated and it's the client. It's going to play the client feedback, which will set the material to green. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that should work. That should work. All right. I'm happy with that. I'm satisfied. We can continue wrapping this up. So Fusebox code, I looked this over. I'm pretty happy with that. We sync the state, which is it's kind of bad. There's no way to get the state from it. Public fusebox state, get return fusebox state pod value. There we are. That should be better. So now we can get the fusebox state and yeah, that should be good. Will they ever, would someone want access to this object? I don't think so. Hmm. Uh, I don't think someone would ever want access to these objects, so I'm going to leave them as just private serialized variables. I'll do it the Unity way, I suppose. But someone would definitely want the fusebox state in the future. That just makes sense. So I'll leave that with a getter. This does not need to be public. Or sorry, this does not need to be committed. What am I saying? Fusebox objective, that's right, that's correct. When I submit this with the dev test, Fusebox indicator, yes. Oh shit, I should have committed that with the last one. Yeah, all right, we'll fix that. I'll just do that then. Okay. Fuse box indicator. That's perfect. There we are. That's more correct. Um, so now we can, should be all good. I'm trying to be really careful here. I'm sorry if it's very boring to watch when I do sorts of things like that, but I'm really trying my hardest to be careful about what I submit and what I change, because I think having standards for these sorts of things is really important, and you get a lot out of it through the whole development cycle. Because when you come back 2 months later after you take a break, things are still manageable, and so developing the game is still fun, which is important. The fun is a big part. So the Fusebox spawner, I think I'm going to leave that. Uh, yeah, so the Fusebox objective, that's the prefab with the object with its script. Uh, oh, you got to be fucking kidding me. I committed the file. I committed the script. No. Fusebox FBX. Yeah, that's good. All right, perfect. So I'm going to commit the objective, and I'm going to commit the Fusebox CS file. Yes. This is all correct. By the way, guys, you should always do this. When you have when you make commits, check them and don't send them willy-nilly. Just check them over. Take a break. Take a second, sit back, relax, check them. I know it's fun to just pedal through it and go to the next thing, kind of let your excitement take you where you want to be, but it really does pay off in the long term. So just take your time and relax, and you'll find some, it becomes more enjoyable the more you do it. I'm going to commit this, add Fusebox objective, script, and prefab. I'm going to commit that. Next, church objective. The church, okay, so the idea is when you do the 4 fuse boxes, the church becomes powered up. But I have kind of a dilemma for how these are going to be spawned. I think what I'm going to do is have spawners and then certain game modes okay, so, yeah, certain game modes will be able to, yeah, okay. So what I'll do a spawner base kind of thing. Uh, so in the future, if we have other objectives or other stuff, it's easy. And I have the fuse box spawner here. Um, I really don't need to do that. You know what? No, I won't. Oh fuck! I deleted the wrong file again. I do this a lot. Let's sort this by deleted date. Here we are. That should bring him back. It didn't. What did I do wrong? Oh, no, it did. I'm stupid. Okay, perfect. All right. So we have the spawner base, fusebox spawner. Um, XD deactivated. Yeah, that's correct. All right, hide and seek. Yeah, this is fine. Hmm. Let's listen to some music. Let's get some music in here. It should be nice. I should take a break. That's what this is telling me to do. I like to take a break every hour. This reminds me. I'll be back in a minute. I'm gonna get some water. Hey, back now. Took a little break. Got some water. Take a deep breath. Relax. And let's get going back at it. So the way that I think it's just gorgeous outside. I really like stormy weather and it's just beautiful today. So I did a little bit of exercise too while I was out. Nice. Get the brain going. So I think what I'm gonna do. Let's get some music actually. That's what I should have. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll get some relaxing music here. All right. This is a lot better, I think. So, back to business. Uh, All right. So I think what I'm going to do past this, um, let's see. All right. Let's see. What we should really be doing is, I've lost my focus. So let's get it back. This, I mean, I could write a general spawner. That's probably the best way to do this, but yeah, let's just see what a fuse box spawner looks like. We'll see how much we can abstract it. Fuse box spawner. All right, so this is gonna get a little complex. The way that, hmm, the reason why this is complex is because the fuse box prefab, the the reason why this is complex is because the fuse box prefab should only be spawned on the day-night game mode, but the fuse, obviously the spawner should have no knowledge of whatever game mode you're on, right? That doesn't make a lot of sense. Uh, and so, hmm. that it's it's not clear what exactly to do. Um, it's not clear. It's To me, it's not. Or maybe it is clear, and I'm just telling myself it's not clear to excuse my lack of will to 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 do what I actually need to do. Maybe it's that instead. This is fucking broken. Why is this here? No, it's not broken. That's actually correct. Okay, never mind. Fusebox spawner. So the way that this should work, the way I'm going to structure this is by having the way that I'm going to structure this is by having a public void spawn. In the future, I'm going to have more spawners. I'm going to refactor this into base classes in the future. Right now, it really doesn't matter. So the spawn function will spawn a prefab. Let's see. What I want to do, uh, object preview. Let's see here. Oh, I love this song, dude. Such a good song. Next, we'll play some great music too. Um, this is pretty straightforward. We do. This is gonna be pretty damn simple. Game objects. Should it hold a reference to it? Uh, I think most of the time, no one will ever need to access a spawned fuse box prefab, and so I won't bother with it. That's simple enough. Yeah. And if someone does, it's very easy to add it back, of course. Uh, so what I'm going to do for this is basically the way that I'm going to design this is that inside of scenes, the player can basically put the fuse box spawner objects. So where the hell's my hierarchy? There we are. Basically, the player can put the fuse box spawner objects uh, anywhere in the scene that they want. So, um, let's create the spawner. Fuse box spawner. Let's try that. Fuse box spawner. That'll go there. Fuse box prefab. Fuse box objective. There we are. Beautiful. So that systems vegetation weapon. Should I really have that? GUI. I I kind of want to move GUI out of prefabs. I just don't think it belongs there. Let's some spectator killer for that one. Off screen. Oh, these should be in GUI. That's abuse. That's misuse. And this gameplay shouldn't exist. That it's too complex to have this folder. It should be simple and it should be right there. Yeah, I love this one. Got my Duolingo notifications coming in. You can go away. Hmm. Let's see. Turn those off, actually. I check my mail all the time, so I don't think it's necessary. I love this model. Braden did a great job on that. It's a really exceptional model. We need to texture that. Anyway. I'm gonna put some spawners for these objects. Uh, and the way that I generally do spawners is that I have a sphere object on each spawner. Sorry, spawner. I have a sphere. I can't speak. I have a sphere object on each spawner that I use for when it's in the editor. And this should be, I don't know how we'll tag this. Maybe like this. This should be a um, fuse box spawner. I'll call it this. Fuse box spawner mesh. And this actually should not have a custom icon. The parent should have a custom icon. I can do other. That's cool. I didn't know that. This can be zero 0.4. Let's do 0.3 for now. Yeah, that looks good. And realistically, this should be on both so that when you drag this around, you don't accidentally drag around the sub object, which would be a fucking mess. Yeah, like that, like this. Now I'm dragging around the sub mesh, which is not good. So instead, this should actually be on the spawner object itself, which may look annoying, but it's a lot fucking better than accidentally moving around a bunch of spawners and then having to go back and like reset them. That would suck. So we won't do that. Let's see here. The bass in this song is great. So is that saxophone. It's in the prefabs folder. Oh, it was here. Okay. Fusebox spawner. We'll make a prefab of that as well. Oh man. Let's try that. Fusebox spawner. Oh, oh, geez. Um, we'll throw that. We'll throw that here for now. I don't know if. Yeah. Hmm. I do this a lot. I just sit here and think, and I don't say anything, and I think it hurts the quality of the stream. But that's how this stuff goes sometimes. I think. What I'll do. Um, all right. Keep this here. Map. Spawn points. Fuse box objective. These can stay here for now. I won't put them into the map until later. I'll put the human ref in the map. Yeah. All right. Sorry. So, now inside of the church objective, basically what it should do when it's spawned, and the church is a network behavior for sure. Oh, it's unity.net code. I apologize. Private list, fuse box, uh, associated fuse boxes. This should also have a public fuse box list. Um, this should be capitalized. Get. I mean, sorry, I'm not thinking straight. I'm thinking about what I'm going to write after this while I'm writing it, and as such, I'm making mistakes. Associated fuse box objectives. So what this should do is when it's spawned on the network, oh, this is public override void on network spawn. What this should be doing basically is this should be basically, okay, I think what this could do is just do a for each. We're gonna get, technically this is slow and it's not gonna perform well on a big scene, but if you do it once on the scene start when the server is beginning its hosting of the game, it doesn't matter at all, and anyone who tells you otherwise, it's wrong. So list of fuse boxes. No, it should be the fuse box spawners because the fuse boxes haven't spawned in yet. Fuse box spawners is equal to a new list of fuse box spawners. And for each fuse box spawner, and fuse box spawners, fuck that up. There we are. We can do, oh, this should return fuse box. Okay, I made a mistake here. This, oh, uh, yeah, that's fine. Game, fuse box, spawned fuse box. These will never get destroyed, so I'm actually okay with that. And we'll do a getter for that. Public fuse box. Fuse box. This should get, yeah, that should be fine. Spawned fuse box. Dot get component fuse box state, or no, should just be fuse box. Now, the thing that I need to do next is I need to assert that it actually spawned it. Spawner failed. On object name. It it kind of bugs me that they have to look up the fuse box spawner. This is not a good song for right now. Should be better. I don't really like that they kind of have to scroll through all of Unity to find this. Uh, I don't see much of a way around that. But yeah, that is kind of what it is. Uh, this should be fine. I need to lower my desk a little bit. It's hurting my hand. There we are. It's better. So for each spawner, we're going to spawn it. Oh, there's one other thing that needs to be checked. And it's that it needs to be network spawned. I apologize. This needs to be network spawned. So we have to do object dot spawn. There we are. If and this should also assert that is client. I'm not even going to write a message for that because it should be obvious. I think that should be pretty damn obvious. All right, I'm satisfied with that. This is getting messy again. This isn't gonna work. I don't even know why I'm playing it. That needs to be disabled. Destroy, get component, renderer. All right, should be nice. Sweet. So the church objective is basically going to spawn all of. I, you know, this solves a lot of issues, but it's also really frustrating, which sucks. But yeah, I'm gonna run with it anyway. So we'll go through each spawner. We spawn the fuse boxes. Uh, I just need to set up the actual church objective. Which, oh, it's already there. Should it should spawn them? Oh, wait, no. Let's see. Transform dot position. Transform rotation. That's why. If I can't do anything with I would parent it, which I think would just give it to it automatically, but I don't think that's going to work when I spawn the network object because to spawn a network object under a parented object, the parented object needs to be a network object, which is fucking stupid. And even though it is a network object, I just don't want to deal with that because parenting in Unity, well, it's not stupid. I get why they need to do that, but parenting in Unity is it's frustrating with netcode. Let's just put it like that. All right, so now well, certainly it's still here. Let's see. Where's our did it spawn? All right, let's attach the debugger. And let's check the oh, I'm stupid. That's why. Game object find game objects of type. It should be Fusebox spawner. Yes, I know this is like people. I know people really don't like this sort of thing. I'm aware, but I really don't care very much. Uh, yeah, should be all right. It doesn't matter because it's at the start of the game. There are more important things to worry about. It's didn't spawn it. Did my breakpoint get hit? Oh, I didn't set it. Okay, so let's try this again here. No, it's not getting hit. All right. Uh, hmm. Let's see. This should be getting called. Oh, on network spawn isn't getting called. What? Okay, so first of all, the Fusebox spawners should return their. I know this is a mess of asserts. I'm sorry. Should return their spawned Fusebox. Uh, uh, I'm happy with that. Spawn that. Beautiful. For each spawner and the Fusebox spawners, we add the spawner to the associated Fusebox objectives. Uh, yep. Yeah, that looks correct to me. Okay, I'm happy with that. What I want to know is why it's not getting called because they have a network object. It should function, but clearly it's not. So, let's figure that out. Let's see what's going on here. So the associated fuse box objectives. We have our fuse box spawners. Hmm. It should spawn it. I don't know why it's not. It does not need to cast shadows. Absolutely should not contribute to GI. That is going to be a fucking disaster if it does. Where's the fuse box spawner? There it is. We'll overwrite that. Perfect. I don't know why the lighting for the assets is all messed up. Maybe this is, I don't know, just some bug that they haven't fixed. Um, let's see. It has a network object, so it should be getting called. Uh, I think this is fine. Let's check the fuse box here. Request activate fuse box server RPC. Yeah, that's good. All right, church objective. Prefab's correct. Why isn't on network spawn being called on the church? Because that's the important thing. Um, hmm. It's here. Oh, that's why. Oops, OpenXT. Okay, it should work now. Beautiful. All right, now it is spawning it, and it functions. Perfect. Oh, okay, hold on. So something that needs to happen first of all is the size of these and their config should be applied. I can do that? What? I can apply individual components? That's so cool. Oh shit, I just clicked the wrong button, didn't I? Well, fuck, whatever. This is the same. The only difference is the ID, so it doesn't matter. Wait, hmm, weird. Okay. Mesh renderer. These look the same. What's the difference? Oh, yeah. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that either. This should work now. Sweet. That, this should be functional now. Um, this is fine, but there's this gap, obviously. Let's make sure that this is origined correctly. Yeah, it is. Okay, so this is an issue with the spawner. That does not explain it. Oh shit, hold on. I can't call that in the editor. Okay, fuse box. Yeah, that's what's going on. Okay, that's that's much better. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. All right. So what I'll do is I'll replace this objective with the spawner. Oh, I can't do that. I accidentally opened the dev test. It's gonna throw me a bunch of. Oh, it didn't. The error. I wrote some error checking for that a while ago, but I guess it's broken. What failed? This failed? Oh, oh, that's why. Server. This is server only logic, which means that these are server only variables. And now they're accessible on the client, which is a really big oversight from Unity when they develop netcode for game objects. There's, I mean, there's not really much better way to do it, having like custom defines, but it's still really frustrating that we have to worry about that kind of thing. I think I'm gonna wrap up this stream for today here. Guys, this is really fun. We made really good progress. So, y'all have a great night. Gonna head to bed soon. Take it easy, boys. Have fun.